guys, so today I want to show you how to make Salisbury in your crock pot for either a family of 10 or 11 like mine, or if you're having like house guests and there's only maybe 2 of you and you invited over 4 other people, but for my house it's like a party all the time, so this is how I cook. So this is a big batch of Salisbury inside of your crock pot. You are going to start off with mixing your meat. For me, I used 4.5 pounds of ground beef. If you're making this for a smaller family, a family of 3 or 4, you probably only need maybe 2 pounds, maybe 3. Probably more like 2 pounds. Okay, so let me just tell you what I did from the ground beef. I don't over season the patties, because if you do that and then you make your gravy, you might have too much salty effect. What I use in my patties is 1 packet of the beefy onion, and then I use, somewhere in here is my garlic salt. So I use some garlic salt, beefy onion, 2 eggs, since it's 4 pounds, and some breadcrumbs. Mix it all up, and then I made all of these patties. And these patties are enough for everybody tonight to have 2 patties each. My little kids, like my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old, who's about to turn 6, they're not going to eat 2 patties because they're pretty thick, you know. So first thing you do, make your patties. I have my crock pot warming up just a little bit in preparation for me to put these in. Then you just dump them all in there. And since you do not want to stir this while it's cooking in your crock pot, you make your gravy separate. And the reason you do that, because I'm going to put this on high, I want it to be done in 4 hours, so it'll be done about around 6:30, 6:45, almost 7. The reason you make your gravy, you want it to be nice and hot because you want the gravy to be hot, the crock pot to be cool or warmed, and you want them to start cooking that meat right away on the inside. I browned it on the outside, as you can see. And it's a little bit cooked on the inside, but you know it still needs to keep cooking. So you just lay them on there, and that's another reason why you don't want to have to stir. You want to make that gravy and just pour it on top. So that's all the meat. How I make my gravy, I get my pot started. Pour in a little bit of EVOO, just a little, maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon. I cut up 2 onions. Once again, if you're doing this for a smaller family, you might only need half, you might only need 1. This is for big families. We're talking 10 to 11 people, or if you have house guests. So I put in the 2 onions. I'm going to let those brown. Pretty messy in here. It was grocery day today. So here's how I make my gravy. Brown gravy packet mix, beef broth, onions. I'm going to put a little cornstarch in there. Well, actually, I'm probably going to use flour. When my onions start browning, I put in about a tablespoon of butter. I throw in about 2 tablespoons of flour. And then I just stir it with my wooden spoon to let it thicken. Then I'm going to add the 2 cans of beef broth, and I'm going to add the 3 packets of the brown gravy. Get that all mixed up, get it all nice and melded together. Add it to the crock pot, turn the crock pot on high, let it cook for about 4 hours, and you're going to have dinner ready. You start this at 12, dinner will be ready by the time school is out, and that's perfect, especially if you have a busy household like me. So, just gonna get me a spoon. Oh, it smells so good. Onions smell so good cooking. And don't, I'm gonna add this because it used to be me. Don't be such a perfectionist when it comes to cutting your vegetables and your onions or anything when you cook, because what that does is slows you down. I used to be so particular about all the pieces had to be a certain size, but it slowed down my cooking, and as I began to have more kids, I quickly broke that habit anyway. I'm just trying to get these unclumped. And I'm going to add my butter, add some flour, and like I said, add your beef broth with your beef packets. Stir it all up, let it kick and jill, pour it on top. Let it cook for 4 hours on high. You can do this on low if you'd like, and it'll cook for 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. But I need dinner done by 6 something or 7. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this and try it. It's great to use your crock pot. It makes dinner go by so fast. Have a good one.